Andy, brother, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Conrad, what's happening, my man?
So run me through it, lad. Sparking on the sites, 5K a month as a closer in what, 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, 4 months altogether. Yeah, it was a quick transition. But yeah, sparking 4.5 years. Um, until I saw an Irish guy making money online, which was you, and then I reached out, and yeah, it's been only up since then, really, brother.
Nice one. Run me through it, lad. Like you're sparking for 4 years, right?
Hmm.
Then you pivot into something completely different because you had no sales experience. You'd never done anything online before, and you pretty much went this path, quit the sparking altogether. Talk me through what it was that even made you want to go down this route in the first place, away from the sparking.
Well, I'll be honest with you. So I was sparking for 4.5 years, and I probably knew for about two of them that this is definitely not for me. I just knew. So every day I was showing up for work, I was like, I need to do something different. I was like, I want to travel the world, but I don't want to work on sites all over the world. I want to be in Barcelona, Bali, but I don't want to be a Sparks in those countries. So I was always looking online, always wanted to do something, was reaching out to people, getting automated responses, AI chats, and I just thought, right, fuck that. So essentially after reaching out to you, and after we had a chat and you explained everything about the path that you took, ex-trader yourself, which was very similar to me, and then the progress you'd made over the previous year, I thought, right, I got to get involved in this. And when you mentioned about online sales and everything, hopping on calls, I thought, you know what? I talk all day, every single day for fucking free. So I thought I may as well monetize it and put a bit of structure towards it. So that's essentially what led me to this position now today.
You're Irish, you can talk. You're speaking every day on site for free to the boys, so why not get paid to do it?
That's it, man. That's it.
Was there a certain reason? Obviously, you're saying you see me. Was there a certain thing that was going on with the sparking that maybe made you want to change career paths and look into the online space in the first place? Because you said you were looking at different things.
Yeah, like the sparking industry, it's cutthroat, it's you come in as an apprentice, every single apprentice, like you're bottom of the ladder, every single day you have to prove yourself every single day. So for years and years, like I was dancing around with different companies. I think I had three different companies altogether, and it was just never enough. No matter how much money I was making a boss, no matter how many job sites I was running, no matter how many jobs I'd done. It was just never enough. It was always just one tiny little fuck up away from being threatened to be sacked and getting called every name under the sun. When I just
Mm.
thought, "Oh, this isn't the environment that I want to be surrounding myself in for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I'm going to end up miserable if I stay here, because I was miserable at the time for about 2 years straight. So I always knew I was going to transition out of it. It's just when this came up, it was towards the end of my apprenticeship and took a big risk, to be honest, just dropping everything and going all in on this. But I just saw way more potential with this, where I could work my own hours, be my own boss essentially, and also make double, triple, quadruple what I was
Mm.
making on site.
Yeah, 2 years is a long time, man, to be miserable. Like, was there a turning point for you in those 2 years to finally, I guess, put your back against the wall and go for something? Or was it just a
Well,
build-up?
it was a build up, a lot of inaction, a lot of reaching out to people, hopping on calls, getting quoted prices for academies, courses, all this sort of stuff. And I guess I'd always just been like, I don't have the time. I'm wrecked coming home from the evenings. I took on a job at the start of last year that I thought was going to be 6 weeks. It ended up being 3 months. And I
Mm.
mean, I was doing anything between 12 to 18-hour days running my boss's company and then running this job. So there was late, late nights, kangoing walls, eating dust, breathing in dust, going home absolutely manky. And I guess that was the main turning point where I'll be holding a big kangaroo up to the wall at 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday thinking there has to be a better way to make money. So for me, it was a case of just have to find a way to work smarter instead of harder because I've proven to myself over the years, I'll work hard. Like I will run through a brick wall if it means making a bit of money. But I mean, that's not feasible in the long term. So um, I guess that job was the turning point where I was like, look, I need to act now and I need to find that smarter way of earning an income.
Mm, for sure. Can't go walls at 11 o'clock at night doesn't sound like the prettiest of
I'm
career
getting
paths.
flashbacks. I'm getting flashbacks right now, bro. Not looking good.
Run me through, like, obviously, when you joined ABC, right? Obviously, you had to invest in yourself. Like, what was your thought process there? What was running through your head? Because obviously, we're Irish, right? We're both Irish. This is so out of the normal compared to what society teaches us. I know for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was like, if you don't go to university, get your degree, get an office job, or become a civil engineer if you're a guy, civil engineer, quantity surveyor, is get a trade, right? So for you, obviously spending money investing in yourself to join an online program, right? What
Hmm.
was running through your head at that time?
A lot of fear, a lot of doubt in myself, to financially back yourself. There's a lot of psychological processes that go on. It's like, will I, won't I?
Mm,
I personally had to have a chat with my girlfriend because I was taking funds out of my savings account, which we were going to use to go traveling. It was a dream for the last 4 years. It's all we talked about. And I said, you know what? I think this is going to double by the time we go traveling. And I was like, I really do feel like this is the path. And after speaking to her, she was just like, go for it. She was like, look, take the risk. And I was like, right, okay, I do genuinely believe this, but a lot of fear, when you're transacting money over a Zoom call and you're investing in yourself into the online community when you don't know anybody that's done it, it's nerve-wracking. Without a doubt, I shit myself fully for a couple of days because I had to go away, sort out a few finances, move a few funds around. And every single day I thought, what am I doing? Am I actually about to do this? But for me, what it came down to was if I don't do this and I
mm,
keep showing up to site, I'm going to be clicking my heels every single day thinking, what if, what if, what if? And I thought, you know what? Investing in myself at the end of the day, worst case scenario, if it went tits up, I could go back to work. I could keep making money. Money is going to be earned until the day that I die. So for me, with that mindset, it was like, okay, look, if I spend this, it doesn't work out, then I'm going to make money for the rest of my life. So I've spent so much money over the years on stupid stuff, partying, going out, holidays that I didn't need to go on, just
hmm.
constant dinner dates or going out with the lads. And I thought, right, if I had all that money, what would I do with it? I would invest in myself. So when I had it, it was a case of, right, now I'm in that position. Time to actually put a bit of backing behind myself. So I guess once that was done, it was just all in. It was like, right, the only option now is to make it all back in tenfolds.
Yeah, you see, what I feel like happens, some people, like even some people that I spoke to, is they just get so emotionally attached to the money. Because I
Hmm.
understand, like for yourself as well, for me, man, it took so long, takes so long to save up. You have this emotional attachment to it because it took you so long to actually gather that up.
Hmm.
Then pump it into yourself. For you, like, was there any doubt in your mind that it wouldn't work?
I guess for me, I knew that it was all down to me. The only reason that it wouldn't work is if I slept in and that I didn't take notes, I didn't show up to the classes, I didn't ask questions. I knew that if I just did that every single day and tapped away, it was inevitable
Mm,
that I was going to get good. I was going to grow into the online space and that I was going to see results. So definitely at the start. And like as you said, I mean, there's that emotional attachment. Like I spent 3 months of 12 to 18-hour days earning that money. For me to just let it go nearly a month after getting it, I was like, holy shit, what was all that work for? I haven't even got to even look at it or hold it or even just sit on it for a while. So um yeah, for me it was just like money is money at the end of the day, you know. Like I wasn't gonna just hold on to it to mentally masturbate over my bank account. I was going to use it to level up, to grow, and to actually chase the life that I have known that I've wanted for years now, which is to be able to work abroad, work
yeah.
online, and log on in Bali or Barcelona or Thailand, wherever, all over the world.
Mm. I feel like that's another major thing that holds kind of people back from that is change is scary. Even though you're a spark, even though you didn't like it, right? Even though you're a can go until 11 o'clock at night, you still know what you're doing. You still know you go in, pick up that can, go, yeah, it's shit. And I feel like what happens to some people is it's whenever they invest in themselves, they now have to do the work that's required in order to change their lives. And to some people, that's a daunting process because whenever you do lock in and put in the work, you're going to change your life in the process. And it can be a scary path because, like, okay,
Hmm.
do I actually want this? Do I want to go out of what I'm comfortable doing and actually
Hmm.
go down this path that is actually going to matter and change me? Because for some people, I feel like that is a daunting process.
Hmm. Hmm. Without a doubt.
For you then, Andy, like what was that process like then? Whenever you joined ABC, you're new to this whole environment, you'd never done
Hmm.
sales or anything before. Talk me through the process, man. Like what was it like
Hmm.
for you as a beginner?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, with ABC in particular, it's all laid out there for you. It's a step-by-step process. Follow this process, do the training, show up. So for me, it was just there was days where I was itching, where I was like, I have this huge hole in my bank account. I need to fill it. I need to fill it as quick as possible. So for me, because I'd left the job and because I was like, right, I'm just going all in on this. I was like, I had the time throughout the day where I was role playing every day, where I was investing more time into myself. So the process, like, don't get me wrong, I actually I was having a conversation there with a friend today who actually only recently invested in himself as well into the online space. And he was talking about how he's starting off and how he's scared to get involved and how he's almost anxious about how far other people are along their journey. And I was
Mm,
almost laughing in my head because when you come in and you see that these guys know what they're role playing, these guys are asking seriously good questions, they know the whole process and they've been on the sessions, it's like, I know nothing. But you kind of just have to swallow the ego a bit and just understand they started off somewhere as well. You're just starting off. So I always knew no matter how tough it might have got, I'm only starting off. I'm literally a baby in this environment. So I'm only learning how to walk. I'm only learning how to run and then sprint. So definitely huge transformation and growth that goes with it. Huge, swallowing that pride and that ego and like
mm,
starting over again. Because I could have gone on and got fully qualified as an electrician and I could have went on and started my own company because I knew that I could manage lads, I could manage jobs, I had my own clients, my own mixers. I knew I was good at it, but it's not what I wanted to do. But if I let my ego speak, I would have just gone and done that. And I'd be on a job site right now, freezing my balls off in that weather at the minute, and I'd be absolutely miserable. So definitely daunting, but it's just part of the growth and part of the process, really.
mm-hmm. Obviously, when you took the step to go from sparking to this, what did your friends and family think at the time?
Well, I'll be honest with you, like it's not an easy thing to comprehend, especially at the stage of my apprenticeship that I was at. I just told a lot of people that I was on a work break because I'd been so stressed out and burnt out. To be completely honest, I hadn't told my mom and my dad for a while because I knew they've worked the one job their whole life. They are never going to understand what this is. How could I give up the traditional job of the trade? How could I sacrifice my apprenticeship for what? Like a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop? What's even going on? So for me, it was a case of get results quick so that I can just go with receipts and be like, "Look, this is what I've done." So I told a few close friends and they all backed me. They all said, look, do what you got to do. And it's funny because I got caught up with a lot of them at the Christmas time. So at Christmas, I was producing results like after a couple of months of results and had a great chat with one of my friends. And he thought, I'm not going to lie, man. He's like, I thought this was all a lot of garbage. He was like, I thought, what is this guy doing? And then he's like, to see the results you've got, to see the life that you're achieving now, he's like, I honestly did not think it was possible. I thought that you were in La La Land. And I just laughed because I thought that's the way it seems when you're starting
Yeah.
off, and it feels like that as well because it's completely new. But having him say that just made me realize it's all just been so worth it. Every single step of the way, it's just been so worth it.
So obviously you joined, and I understand too because obviously, like we talked about before, it's uni or trade, people can't really wrap their heads around it. For you joining, right? You're saying you didn't tell no one. How long did it take you then to go from obviously starting out as a complete beginner to then actually landing your first closing opportunity?
So it took me 7 weeks altogether of putting the head down and grafting. And I put 2 a week, 2 of those weeks down to me not actually having the confidence to speak up for the first 2 weeks, just sitting as a bystander in the background. And I remember yourself and Ryan telling me nearly every single day, this is what you pay for. Like, don't just be sitting around, like get involved, like role play, like put yourself out there, ask the stupid questions. And I was like, oh, I was just too scared, too scared. And then once I did, it just took off. It was two, three, four role plays a day. It was constantly hopping on, trying to learn, trying to develop. And yeah, so it took 7 weeks all in to land a role after starting.
Mm. So you could have got there in five if you hadn't been a
I
bitch for
could
the first 2 weeks.
I could have got there in five if I wasn't a bitch. You're dead right. You're dead right. So I was holding myself back, my own ego, my own fear of being an idiot or not the smartest person in the room. But coming into anything, you're always going to be an idiot. You're always going to be the dumbest person in the room. So you just got to soak it up and just just get on with it, essentially.
Yeah. So 7 weeks, right? You land your first closing role. You're then closing full time. For you personally, what's the transition like going from being out in the site, grafting with your hands every day,
Mm.
being around people every day to then, I guess, having your own schedule, your own freedom, being in your own place, no, but no, not having to be there to please anyone. You're
Mm.
working on your own schedule. So tell me, like, what was that transition like for you?
It was different, man. Like my bed's right there. I'd hop out the
Yeah.
off the bed and straight into the chair. So it was a bit different other than putting on the work boots and the side trousers and wrapping up for the cold weather. So definitely the first I'll be honest, the first 2 weeks I probably was on the verge of burnout because I didn't know how much I could take, how much I could handle in terms of calls. I thought having conversations with people is easy. Sure, I do that all day
Yeah.
on site. But I mean, you take two calls back to back, you're like, you need a break. Like me personally, like, well, I was taking five, six, seven calls back to back. So I was just ending the day like, whoa, what is going on? My head was fried from looking at a laptop, earbuds in, absolutely sizzled. So for me, it was just a case of the first couple of weeks was a huge transition to go from the tools to the laptop then. And it took me a few, I'd say it probably took me a month to get fully settled into it, to figure out my routine, how I work best, like what sort of blocks I work in. Is it 2 hour blocks, 3 hour blocks? When do I need a break? When do I need
Mm.
to eat? So it's still like landing a role is all well and good, but like you're still in the process of like figuring it out. And I'd say now I have a schedule now that suits me down to a T where I fully function and I'm not burning myself out anymore.
So for you then, when you're saying burn yourself out, taking 6, 7, 8 calls a day, what you're saying is then perfect your craft and take less calls.
100%, 100%. I started kicking off like the month that I had in November in particular. I shortened my calendar right down so that I had
Mhm.
more time to actually just do the things that I wanted to do. Because at the start, like I opened my calendar up for most of the day and I stopped going for walks, stopped going to the gym. I was just
Mm.
like, sales, sales, sales. I could be a money machine if I just hop onto every single call, but it doesn't work like that. 80% of the sale happens outside of the call.
Yeah.
And it took me a few to realize that, but once I realized it and shortened my calendar down, had more time to actually review calls, game footage, and actually role play, and actually do the things that I actually joined here for, which was to have more freedom to see people, to go to the gym, exercise. It just kicked off then from there.
Beautiful. Because I know for me personally, like when you say 80% happens outside of the call, so you need to keep doing the things that you're doing when it comes to the gym, when it comes to, running, whatever exercise it is that you do. You always need to keep your daily habits going. So when you don't do these things, you're irritated because you're not getting to do them. I know, like, mentally going to the gym is so rewarding. So for you, you're taking that many calls, you weren't getting an opportunity to go and do these things in, and it was kind of affecting your sales.
100%. And like as a Sparks, you're active all day. You're crawling around attics, you're up and down ladders, you are running around the place. Like I was just sitting in this chair for like 8 hours straight. Like I put on a bit of weight. at the start. You know, like normally on site I'm running around burning calories, but I just do a whole day here and I'm like, oh, I've done absolutely nothing today, and I don't even want to do anything except sleep because I'm that wrecked. So it was a weird cycle at the start, and it took a lot to get used to. But I guess once you get chatting to other people about their experience, like yourself, and let's say mentors and other people that are on the team, you start picking up little pieces of knowledge. It's like, right, okay, maybe I should just shorten the calendar because you think coming in, the more calls I take, the more opportunities I have to make money. But it's like that's not how it works. You know, we're not robots at the end of the day.
Yeah, of
So
course. Now that you've perfected your skills, shortened your calendar down, 4 months in, we're hitting 5K months, €5,000 months. So obviously for you, right? Well, how much were you making then as an apprentice Spark?
So as a fourth year Spark, I was clearing about 2.6 grand a month. And then that's not including any mixers or any extra jobs that I might have had. So I mean in a good month I would have cleared maybe 4 grand, but that's working late nights, extra shifts, working weekends and everything. So just as a Sparks working for me boss, it was 2.6.
Mm. So let's say you do a big month, you're doing these mixers, these side jobs of your own, you're bringing in 4K a month, right? Run me through what your schedule looks like now that you're making 5K a month from home, not out Kangaroo walls.
Yeah, got my schedule. Okay, so I hop on calls early in the morning. I take calls from about due to the lead flow that's coming in because it's Australian and New Zealanders. I take calls from about 6 a.m. nice and early, and then I
Mm.
wrap up at 12. So after 12, get a bit of grub, chill out for a bit, shoot off to the gym, and then my day is basically wrapped up by about 2 p.m. in terms of work, exercise. And then in the evening times when I come home, if let's say I haven't done any role plays or call reviews already, then I'll get one or two of them in, and then I'll see my family and friends then for the rest of the evening.
Would you say you now have a lot more freedom and control then compared to when you were working as a Spark?
100%. 100%. I mean, especially at the Christmas time, around December, call volume starts to go down. It was my first Christmas in a sales role, so actually experiencing that. There was days where I'd have one call a day, so I'd be down at the local shopping centre, just strolling about, loving my life, whistling around, listening to me tunes, just happy as Larry walking through 10 a.m. in the morning and it's freezing cold outside, thinking, wow, this is the life. So yeah, a lot more freedom, 100%. No, and like if I don't want to work a certain day, then I don't have to either, which is the best part about it. If I have something coming up on a certain date, just close off the calendar. So having that freedom is priceless, really.
And coming into this, what was your main goals, Andy?
My main goals was to land the role within 2 months, and then after that was to make the investment back, and then also go away traveling with my
Mm.
girlfriend. So as of now, the investment was paid back after second month maybe of closing, a
Hmm.
little bit before. So everything since then, so September, October, everything since then has been pure profit. And the flights are booked to Bali. We actually only booked accommodation there last night, the first accommodation. So
Hmm.
we're off to Bali for a few months. And then the plan then after that is come home for 2, 3 weeks, see family, see friends, and then move over to Barcelona full
Beautiful, man. So there you go. 4 months of being here, you've landed the closing role, by replacing your Spark income. 5K a month, only 4 months in, right? Your goal was to travel and make money at the same time. You're going to Bali, booked last night, then you're going to be moving to Barcelona full time, man. In 4 months, you made your investment back. How's it feel?
feels pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But with that being said, it hasn't been easy either. A lot of work went into this, like a lot of commitment, you know. And my girlfriend, she said it to me at the Christmas as well. She was like, you know what? You deserve to have fun this Christmas. You deserve to enjoy time with your mates because you've sacrificed so much. So I wasn't going out drinking, wasn't going out partying, I wasn't going out being an Egypt. I was locked in, dialed in. I thought, you know what? It's like the call volume's down. I'm gonna enjoy myself. There's people coming home. I'm not gonna be this alien robot that's so laser focused. I'm gonna just enjoy myself and give myself a little pat on the back. But Christmas period's over. It's a new year. It's time to lock the book back in and feeling good now. First week in,
Mm.
feeling fantastic, getting back into the swing of things fully. So, I mean, that's all been achievable. I came in here with the goal to set up a stream of income that allowed me to travel the world. Next month, I travel the world. And I mean, there's the whole year then after that. So, I mean, I can't wait to see what the next 4 months, 6 months, 10 months brings.
Well, for you, what's the next 4 months gonna look like? What's the next on the goal, the achievement list for you then in the next 4 months?
Okay, so I've hit my first 5K months now. And now in Q1, the main target is to hit my first 10K month.
Mm.
That's the main goal. There's a few little personal different things that I want to happen over in Bali. Different little hobbies such as get qualified as a breathwork instructor, all that sort of stuff. And then while I'm over there, but like lock in and hit a 10K month, 100%. And not just one 10K month. It's to keep it consistent then, figure out the mental processes, the systems that I need to have in place to continuously keep doing that. So that's what Q1 is looking like for the next couple of months.
I've absolutely no doubt that you'd be fit to do it. I've absolutely no doubt whatsoever in my mind that you will definitely be fit to hit those 10K months. Before we wrap this up, Andy, if I was a beginner, maybe on the fence of joining ABC or even getting into closing for that matter, right? What would be, I guess, the best piece of advice that you could give to someone, maybe on the fence, maybe skeptical, maybe he's never done this before, what the process looks like for you? What would be your best piece of advice?
I guess the best piece of advice would be when you're on your deathbed, what do you want to look back and say you've achieved? Do you want to say that you let fear guide you throughout your life? Or do you want to say that you took risks, whether they work out or not? Do you want to say you took risks? Because listen, not every single decision is going to have a completely positive outcome, 100%. But I mean, there's some decisions that might. If you're on the fence, why not give it a shot? I mean, why are you even interested in the first place? What is it you're looking to achieve? Can you achieve it where you're at? If so, Grant, keep doing what you're doing. If not, why not give this a blast? Why not?
Hmm.
Would be my best piece.
Well, are you special in any way?
Special needs, probably, yeah, but not special and gifted or in brain intelligence, none of that. Um, the only difference between, let's say, myself getting results or someone else not getting results is I just put the head down and work. I
Mhm.
mean, if you're going to financially back yourself, you better show up, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it's the main piece of advice I give anybody that invests in themselves. Why did you invest in yourself? There's now a hole there in your bank account that needs filling, and then it needs building on top of, and then you need to keep stacking it up and stacking it up. So, I mean, not special in any way. Definitely not special in any way. I haven't been given any God-given gifts from the heavens or anything like that. It's just at the end of the day, put the head down, graft, and I guess the main thing would be know your why. Why have you done this? What's your reason? Are you just here to fill the bill? Put the head down, get it done. Simple as.
Beautiful, man. Perfect. Well, listen, you said you're going to Bali. Look forward to linking up with you there in the next
Yeah,
few months.
I'll be catching a flight out to you, brother. You sure you're off to Bangkok yourself, so
100%, 100%. So look forward to linking with you, man. Excited to see you hit these 10K months. We'll have to jump back on, bro, and do another interview when you hit those
yeah,
10Ks.
that's it. That's it, 100%, brother. I look forward to it.
Thanks for jumping on with me, man.
No worries at all, brother. Thank you for having me.
Boom. That was good. That was good.